Welcome to NeoBudget. Getting started is easy with our 4-step wizard. I'm going to walk you through these 4 steps. The first one is we'll create an account, then we'll add envelopes to the account, then we'll allocate our income, and then we'll set our initial balance. So let's get started. The first step is to create an account. Now, an account is a place where you hold your money, such as a checking account or a savings account, or it could even be a credit card. Credit cards will probably always be negative, but you can still track that with NeoBudget. In this demo, we're just going to set up a simple checking account, which is usually the main account that you're wanting to budget. So we type in the name of it here, and we can give it a description too, if you want to be a little more descriptive about it. In case maybe you have 2 checking accounts, this would describe which one it is, but that's optional. So move on to the next one. Step number 2 is to actually create the envelopes. Now, if you're not familiar with the envelope system, an envelope is a place where you store money. So for instance, think of it as if it was a physical envelope and you're putting cash in it. When you get paid, you will allocate a certain portion of your paycheck to be put in this envelope. So let's say you get a paycheck and you put $20 in spending money. So we could create a spending money envelope, and now every time we get paid we'll put $20 in here. Where we do that is in the next step in income allocation. But first we'll just create all of our envelopes. So let's think of some more. The typical ones are groceries. How much do you want to spend on groceries per month? Car maintenance. Let's see. Then there's these are maybe monthly bills. There are also less frequent ones. For instance, I have to pay property tax once a year, but rather than scrambling around at the last minute to figure it out, where I'm going to come up with money for that, I'll create an envelope for that and take a little bit out of each paycheck so that by the time property tax is due, I'll have enough to pay it. And I'll show you how to do that in the income allocation section. What other ones do we have? I have a propane that I have to pay. It's infrequent. I pay more in the winter and less in the summer, but I save for it all year round. Electricity. And that's probably good for now. That'll give us some examples. You can move them around, and I like to group them by the type of bills. So like for instance, these are regular bills that I've got, and these are maybe some more infrequent bills. You can move them around. Anyway, you might organize it different, but this is a good example. You can also change the color or change the name. So sometimes ones that are similar, like let's see, groceries and propane and electricity. I might make all the same color because they're monthly bills that I have. So let's go to the next one, income allocation. Now the first thing you do here is you click on new income, and this would be your paycheck. So you get a check from some company incorporated, and this is where I put in the amount of the paycheck. So let's see, I get paid $1,000 and I get paid twice per month. So that would be maybe the 15th and the 30th, or the 1st and the 15th. If you don't get paid the exact amount each month, or each paycheck, if it's a different amount, you can just put in basically the minimum that you would expect to get here. And this is what we're going to be budgeting. And when you actually allocate your paycheck, then you can allocate the extra at the time when you record your transaction. So let's go here. So now we see I've got some company, $1,000 paid twice per month. And you come down here and it shows me all of my envelopes. And now this is budgeting on a monthly basis. So it shows me my 2 checks that I get and how much do I want to put in each one per month, or per paycheck, I'm sorry. Now, a fun feature is you can set goals for these. So for instance, property tax, let's say I have to pay maybe $1,500 paid annually. And this figures out how much I need to allocate each month. So I need to do $125 each month to be able to pay this one time annually. You can add more here. Let's say, I don't know, say there's a public school tax that is maybe $500 every 6 months. And so it calculates these together and figures out that in order to meet both of these goals, I need to save $208.34 each month. So I can close this out, and this here shows me how much I have funded, and I can click on that, and it distributes it across my 2 paychecks. So if I save $104.17 out of each paycheck, I'll know that I can meet my property tax goals here. And then you don't have to set goals for everything. For groceries, maybe I want to spend $100 or $200 every month. Propane, let's say I want to save $25 out of each paycheck. And you can also do percentages. So let's say I want to save 10% into car maintenance. And you'll notice the amount in the unallocated envelope, I can't edit that. That's basically everything that's left over, and it gets changed automatically. So let's do $150 here, and I want $20 of spending money every paycheck. So there we go. Now I've got $500 left over that's unallocated, and this is how my check will be allocated. So let's go ahead and go next. And now you enter the initial balance for the checking account. And this is basically just to get you started on your budget. So what you'll do is you'll look at your bank statement and you'll figure out what it says the balance is. So let's say my balance is $1756.21. That's how much I have in my checking account right now. And then I can split that across my envelopes just to kind of jumpstart my budget. Let's see, I know I want $200 in groceries, $300 in propane, $200 in electricity. Yeah, you get the idea. And then you can also just put the rest in unallocated. A fun feature is when you're editing, when you see this type of a widget where you can edit your envelopes and put money into it, if you just click on the amount here, it'll put everything that's in the remainder in there. So if that's not what I want, I could type something in there, and then maybe click on the next one, it'll put everything that's left over there. So it just makes it a little bit easier than having to type all these decimal points all the time. And when you're done, click Finish, and that's it. So let's go out to the main page, and this is what NeoBudget normally looks like, and it shows us our initial setup here.